welcome you into Eberly Field for the fourth meeting of the St. Joe Mustangs and the Clarinda A's. We thank you for joining us this evening as we get ready to start this one in Clarinda. We're ending out our 4th of July weekend here at Eberly Field. 4 straight games in Clarinda. And so far, all but one have been a W for the A's as they will get ready to face the Mustangs for the 4th time this season. They're currently 3-0 against St. Joseph. Starter on the mound is Dylan McIntyre, the Northwest Missouri State product. He'll fire ball 1 on the outside half to Frank Gall. Gall leading off tonight in right field for the Mustangs. Gall also out of Northwest Missouri State as he'll see ball 2 low, so a little bit of a mental matchup between both players, both at the plate and at the mound. Thank you very much for joining us. It is Pat Eberly's 90th birthday tonight. Got to celebrate her before the game, sing her happy birthday, as that one's going to be ball high and inside, 3-0. Free root beer floats tonight and free admission, courtesy of Main Street Designs. So we thank them for sponsoring tonight. If you're still sitting at home and saying, you know what, I don't have any money on me, well, guess what? You're in luck. It's free admission night. There's the automatic from Dylan McIntyre. 3-1 now the count. A's coming into this one, leading the Mink League with 20 wins, 20-4 their record so far this year. It's been an impressive season for Clarinda as they've gotten out to a hot start this year, and they've kept that rolling through the middle part of the season, as that one will be lined on the ground towards McNeil at first, and out is Gall to begin this one from Clarinda. So now behind Gall to be Boston Bruce, the catcher, playing DH tonight. So we'll see what he can do against Dylan McIntyre. McIntyre, the lefty on the mound tonight for the A's. Clarinda sits number 1 in the Mink League. Behind them, the Merchants, then Jailbirds, Mustangs, Mudcats, Griffins, and Natties, as that first pitch will miss to Boston Bruce. Mustangs 14-12 this season. They've gotten above that 500 mark a little bit. They've struggled so far this year, as that one will be lined towards left field and get down on the left field line. Chasing after it is the left fielder Cooper Knight. He's going to fire it in, but not before Boston Bruce ropes one down the left field line for a double. So that'll bring in Braden Lucart, the center fielder tonight for St. Joe, with a runner in scoring position. So quickly for Dylan McIntyre on the mound. He's got some trouble already. We thank you for joining the live stream. My name's Seth Morey. I'll be taking you through the call of this one, as per usual, throughout this season. It's been an honor to get to call these A's games, especially with how that they're playing this season. It's been a fun year for A's baseball. Lefty-lefty matchup here between Lucart and McIntyre. First pitch he sees will be just outside for ball 1. Make sure if you're enjoying the stream, leave a like. It supports your Clarinda athletics. Try and grow the account, grow the fan base, and get A's baseball to places it never has been before, as that pitch will also just miss for McIntyre. He's missing out there on that left side of the plate. From our view anyway, the left side of the plate. Pitch is just tailing off out towards there. So Boston Bruce gets his lead off of second, as Lucart at the plate. And a 2-0 count. Pitch from McIntyre. That'll be just low for ball 3. Lucart, he's third in batting in the Mink League. Batting a very nice .456 so far this season. He's got 1 homer, 5 doubles, and 26 hits. 3-0 pitch from McIntyre. That one's going to be laced in towards right center field. Diving attempt by Andrew Young. It's going to get past him. Uhas, the right fielder, goes out and grabs it in center. He'll throw in to Gill. And it's going to be 1-0 in favor of the Mustangs here early. So Lucart switches places with Bruce for the game's first run in favor of the Mustangs. So on to be Carson Schrack, the second baseman tonight Often see Seth Winkler at second base. He's got the night off this evening. Here's the first pitch from McIntyre. That'll be in there for strike one. A lot of the top players in the Mink League playing tonight in the only matchup that we have this evening within the Mink. Lucart at second, as that one's going to be chopped foul down the first base line by Schrack. Wind blowing softly out towards right field. Not a ton of wind. I don't think it'll be a factor today. Very light breeze. But overall, a pleasant evening here in Clarinda. As that one's going to be low and outside. 4-1. 1-2 now the count here against Schrack. We'll see what he can do. He's got a runner on second with only one down. Already an RBI double in this one by Braden Lucart to score Boston Bruce from second. Pitch from McIntyre. That one swung on and pops straight up towards center field. Young will be under it. He'll make the grab. Wise decision by Lucart to stay at second, as there's now two down here in the first. So it's a fresh count for the new batter, Tyler Gundelfinger. Or excuse me, Jaden Little. Luke Cox has it right. He keeps me in line. If I didn't have him, I don't know what I would do. Jaden Little, the 5-hole hitter tonight. He's the first baseman this evening. Lefty-righty matchup. Pitch from McIntyre will be high and outside. 4-1. Lucart gets his lead off of second. Here's the 1-0. That one a big swing and a miss by Jaden Little. Little, the first baseman. He's done well this season. One of the top batters in the Mink League as well, as that pitch will be in there on the high outside corner for strike one. So a fun way to have some A's baseball here on this beautiful Sunday evening. They have a bingo sheet for tonight. So everybody gets a different sheet, as that one will be softly chopped right back up the middle. It'll be a base hit. Coming in is Young. He's going to fire towards the plate, and the throw will be just off, not in time to catch Lucart. It's 2-0 in favor of the Mustangs after an RBI single from Jaden Little. So now that'll bring up Tyler Gundelfinger. He's the third baseman, as per usual tonight. So this bingo card has lots of different things on it, including the A's third baseman making an out, which would be Evan Bradshaw tonight. Kid eating a walking taco, a fly ball to right field. Theo Anderson dances after a hit, which he often does. St. Joe caught stealing, a 1-2-3 inning. Having our PA announcer, Mr. Luke Cox, says the Rhino slushy. He usually says it. We'll see if he gives the folks a free bingo slot tonight. Free space, tell Mrs. E happy birthday. I've already done that, so I at least have my free space for this evening, because that one's high and outside. 4-1. 1-1 now the count against Gundelfinger. Here's the 1-1 pitch from McIntyre. That one will be low and inside. Ball 2, 2-1 now the count to Gundelfinger. Thank you for joining the A's stream this evening, watching some Mink League baseball, spending your Sunday night with us. Pitch from McIntyre. That one will be in there at the top part of the zone. for strike two. And I believe that might be one that we can mark off here. St. Joe complains to the umpire. We might actually be able to mark that off. I do believe that Johnny Coy, the third base coach, complained to the umpire. He said that was up. It was not, though. It was a strike, so I think at least if you're at the game and have a bingo card, or maybe grabbed one and took it home just for fun, you can go ahead and mark that one off. That took not even a full inning. So Gundelfinger in a 3-2 count against McIntyre. Here's the pitch. That one swung on in line towards second. It's not going to be fieldable for Andy Gill, so the throw will come in from the right fielder, Uhas. Now runners on the corners with 2 down and a fresh count for Kobachevsky. Micah Kobachevsky, the Missouri Western product. We'll see what he can give us. His team already up 2-0 here early.
The left fielder, number 5, Micah Kobachevsky.
Already 4 hits for the Mustangs here in this one. We're not even through the first, as that one will be a ball outside from McIntyre. McIntyre will come set. He's got runners on the corners. 1-0 the count at the plate to Kobachevsky. That one a big swing and a miss from Micah. This broadcast brought to you by KMA Sports, their equipment, my voice. And my big thanks to them from not only myself, but also everybody here with the Clarinda Athletics. We appreciate the equipment, as that one will be a soft chopper towards Andy Gill, and it's going to eat him up at second. And the run from third will come across to score. It's 3-0 in favor of the Mustangs. So a missed opportunity for the A's to get out of the inning. So now it'll be JoJo, the catcher tonight. He'll walk up towards the mound and talk to Dylan McIntyre. Make sure his headspace is all right. It's one thing. I talked to the brand new catcher out of the Dominican Republic for the Athletics before the game. You know, what do you say to the pitcher whenever you're trying to calm him down, or at least work him out of a bad spot in an inning? And he said he likes to keep it light and fun and remind them that, you know, we're playing a game out here. That's exactly what it is. It's an excellent game that everybody enjoys. So here's the 1-1. That'll be high and outside. Pitch from McIntyre. That one swung on and slapped towards deep left field. That one's going to just curl foul and into foul territory. That one might have been about a 2-hopper off the wall if it would have stayed fair. But unfortunately for the Mustangs, it drops just foul. Count all evened up here. Runners at the corners. Pitch from McIntyre. That one's a big swing and a miss for strike 2. So 1-2 now the count. That one swing and a pop straight up into foul territory. Going back is JoJo, the catcher. He will just barely not be able to make the grab. Weird spot, sun in his eyes, then they went into the shade trying to track the ball down, and it just got out of his reach there right in front of the A's dugout. So he picks himself up, dusts off his gear, and will get back behind the plate. So it doesn't end up hurting the Mustangs, as they still have a good chance here to try and score their 4th run of the first. Do the 1-2 again. That one swung on and fouled straight back. Couple straight foul balls here. Mustangs look to stay alive. McIntyre comes set. He'll kick and fire. That one swung on and popped straight back into the stands. That one will hit harmlessly onto the wood of the bleachers, and the kids will go chasing after it like crazy. Lots of screaming and excitement here at Eberly Field. We'll see what McIntyre has. Still a 1-2 count. As that one will be in there. Strike three looking. And McIntyre gets out of a rough first inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the first. Our score in favor of the Mustangs. 3-0. Back with more here on the Clarinda A's YouTube whenever we come back. Back in Clarinda as we get ready to start the home half of the first here for the A's. It'll be Cooper Knight leading it off this evening for Clarinda. A little bit of a different look in the lineup with Sean Bazemore out this game with an illness. So we'll see what Knight can do here. Pitcher on the mound is Lane Chapman. So it'll be ball one outside from the St. Joe starter. The lineup for the A's goes Knight, followed up by Andrew Young, as that pitch will just miss inside for ball two. Then it's Theo Anderson, the designated hitter. Cole Baumgartz, he is the shortstop tonight, followed up by the first baseman Parker McNeil, then the third baseman Evan Bradshaw, as that one will be lined towards the shortstop. He'll snag it and throw it over towards first for the first out of the inning. So one down here quickly as Cooper Knight lines out towards the shortstop Myers. As I mentioned, Bradshaw at third, following him up, the right fielder Oscar Uhas. Then it's Joel Fernandez, the catcher, batting in the 8-hole spot, and then rounding it out is the second baseman Andy Gill for the A's. So here's Andrew Young, his first at-bat of the day. Against Lane Chapman, he'll watch ball one inside. That pitch, a little half swing, and it's going to roll foul down the first base line for strike one. Trying to get my bingo card filled out here, at least to the most that I know. So one of these is a kid eating a walking taco. So I will stand up briefly and see if I can't find a kid eating a walking taco. I don't see any walking tacos in the crowd. Also very excellent, the walking tacos, as that one is swung on and going toward the first baseman. It's going to get up and under the glove of the first baseman, Jaden Little, and it'll poke through for Andrew Young. He's on first. So score that an error against the Mustangs. And add that to the bingo card, St. Joe error. So now to be Theo Anderson, the switch hitting batter. Tonight DHing, the number one hitter in the Mink League. He'll see strike one on the outside half. Theo sitting right at 500 on the season, the product out of St. Mary's out in California. Also, I did want to mention just before that error play, as that one's going to be lined back towards the second baseman. He's going to bobble it, and there's another error. A couple of errors on back-to-back batters by St. Joe. This time, it'll be Schrack with the error. So first and second for the A's. So bring in Baumgart at the shortstop position tonight, usually second base, but also a shortstop often as well. So not too much of a fish out of water tonight, as that one a big swing and a miss by Baumgart. So far, I believe I have the Mustangs striking out, telling Miss Pat happy birthday, St. Joe complaining to the umpire, and a St. Joe error, which is actually ×2 already. Pitch from Chapman is going to be in there. Strike two quickly, 0-2 against Cole Baumgart. Runner at second is Young. At first, it's Anderson. Chapman will come set on the mound. Kick and fire. That one, a swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. And a quick 1-2-3 strikeout for Cole Baumgart. So now two down here in the first, and that'll bring in the first baseman, Parker McNeil.
Now batting for the A's, your first baseman, number 13, Parker McNeil.
If the A's are able to load the bases, then that would also be a bingo square. Oh, I just now realized foul ball. There's been plenty of foul balls already. Knock that one out as there's strike one in there to McNeil. So Parker McNeil, the first baseman tonight, often switched out with John Petrie. Petrie might get an opportunity here later in this one. We'll just see how head coach Ryan Eberle likes to play it. 0-1 pitch from Chapman. That one swung on and missed by Parker McNeil, in danger of striking out here with a runner in scoring position. A's coming to this one, 20-4 on the year, 14-12 are the Mustangs. 0-2 pitch, that one swung on and missed. 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts. That will end the inning for Lane Chapman. We'll go to the top of the second. Our score, 3-0, back here in Clarinda with more. Dylan McIntyre on the mound for his second inning of work here in Clarinda as the Mustangs lead this one early by a score of 3-0. My name's Seth Morey. Thank you for joining us this evening for some Clarinda A's baseball. Rounding out the 4th of July weekend here on the 5th. As now we will see the 8-hole batter Hintz as he will ground one right back up the middle. Baumgart over from short. He fires towards first in time. An excellent play by Cole Baumgart. One down here on the first pitch in the second inning. So quickly that will give way to the leadoff batter, Frank Gall. That was Myers, the 9-hole hitter for the Mustangs. So now it'll be Frank Gall, the leadoff batter for St. Joe. He grounded out his last time up. First pitch from McIntyre. That one's low and outside for ball 1. Frank Gall, product out of Northwest Missouri State. This is his last season as a Mustang. He led the Bearcats in batting average along with RBIs, as that one's in there for strike 1 against Gall. He led them in stolen bases as well. Big-time home run hitter and stolen base threat for Northwest as he helped lead them to their first appearance in the NCAA Division II tournament in 24 years, as that one's low and outside for ball 2. So 2-1 now the count here against Gall, working against his teammate, Dylan McIntyre. Pitch from Dylan. That one swung on and fouled straight back by Gall. Gall now 2-2 the count for him. That one a big swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch there from Dylan McIntyre, and he strikes out his former teammate Frank Gall. 2 down here quickly to begin the second. So now that will bring in Boston Bruce, the designated hitter tonight. We'll see what he's got. That one is just going to miss. Outside for ball 1. The A's having a lot of fun. They've got a heck of a ball club this season. I was talking to head coach Ryan Eberle before the game as that 1-0 pitch turns the count to 2-0 against Boston Bruce. He's very proud of the way his team has played, not just how they've played, but how they've bounced back this season. Obviously the big loss on July 3rd against Nevada, 4-2 the score of that one. They bounced back last night as that one will be skied towards right field and foul. And that kid has stumbled upon a foul ball. Great promotion here at Eberle Field. If you are a lucky fan to get a foul ball, you get to turn it into the concession stand and get any free menu item of your choice. 2-1 pitch from McIntyre. That one's in there, no. That one looked like the umpire. He kind of deked me out there. He looked towards his right like he normally does to say strikeout, but he went ahead and held back there, so 3-1 the count. Or excuse me, not strikeout, I suppose. Strike, as that one will be in there, and he looks to the right and now fires his finger guns for strike 2. 3-2 count, all filled up. Against the batter, Boston Bruce. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Full count pitch from McIntyre. That one's in there. Strike 3. Looking on the outside half the plate. Boston Bruce going to be complaining as per usual. There's not much you can do to argue balls and strikes. These umpires are graciously donating their time to be here with us tonight. We thank them. As Boston Bruce will finally walk off. We'll see if anything else happens more to him. If you couldn't already mark it off on your bingo card, you can now. St. Joe has officially complained to the umpire, so now Johnny Coy will go ahead and talk to the home plate umpire. We'll keep it here as this discussion unfolds, just in case if anything happens. We want to be here and ready for it. Looks like the head coach Coy and the home plate umpire have reached a little bit of an agreement there. As all seems well, the kids have done their beach ball race. An excellent, really fun night here presented by Main Street Designs. Free admission here at Eberly Field. Whenever we come back, it will be the bottom of the second inning. Our score in favor of the Mustangs, 3-0. Back here in Clarinda as we ready for the bottom of the second inning. Leading off for the Athletics, it's the third baseman, Evan Bradshaw. Bradshaw starting at third base tonight. Often Andy Gill or Bradshaw out there at third, and Gill is at second, and Bradshaw is at third. So that one will be outside for ball one. 3-0 our score in favor of St. Joe. That pitch will be swung on and flied towards right field. Under it is Gull. He will make the grab. Mark that off on my bingo card. And out number one here in the bottom of the second inning. Fly ball to right field. Knock that one out. There's a lot of simple, easy ones, but there's also more difficult ones like an A's double play, an A's scoring 5, which they have done that quite a bit this season, but you never know. There's been some low-scoring affairs here as of recent for the A's. An A's home run, that one's also a little bit of a tougher one to try and get. So Oscar Uhas, now lefty-lefty matchup against the pitcher, Lane Chapman. That one's going to be low and outside for ball one. Pitch from Chapman, that one swung on and fouled off straight back. 1-1 now the count. So 1-1, count all evened up for Oscar Uhas. One down here in the bottom of the second. So in there for strike two. Again, we thank you all for joining the live stream tonight. If you haven't already, hit the stream with a thumbs up if you enjoy A's baseball. Pitch from Chapman. That one swung on and missed, I believe, by Uhas for strike three. It's a strikeout for Lane Chapman. Now 2 down here in the bottom of the second. So that'll bring in Joe Elvis Fernandez. Goes by Joel, Joel, JoJo, and Bazooka. We'll see what he's got here against Lane Chapman. First pitch, that one's going to be outside for ball one. Got to talk with him a lot before this game, how he's been getting acclimated to this team. He said it's been fairly easy with all the pitchers. He all enjoys being around them as that one's fouled off towards the right side for strike one. He did say in this first game he struck out a couple of times and said he's got to be more patient at the plate, trying to work on his patience and get one that he really likes. He said he's been seeing the ball well, just not quite getting the contact that he expects with every swing. 1-1 pitch from Chapman. That one's going to be in there. Strike two. Nice pitch there from Lane Chapman. 1-2 now the count against Fernandez. 1-2 pitch. That one swung on and missed at a ball in the dirt. No attempt to run towards first by Fernandez, and we will go to the third inning. Our score remains 3-0 in favor of the Mustangs. Back here in Clarinda, it'll be Braden Lucart to lead off the third inning for the Mustangs, as they lead it 3-0. McIntyre on the mound for his third inning of work, looking to replicate what he did in the second, a quick 1-2-3 inning. That one swung on and chopped towards the right side off the top of the visiting dugout for strike one. A 1 pitch from McIntyre. That one swung on and lifted towards center. Young backpedaling, shading towards his right. He'll make the grab for the first out of the third inning. So still in the bingo card. I need the A's to get 10 hits and an infield single. And then I would have a bingo and a t-shirt. We'll see what happens, though. Quite a ways away from the A's having 10 hits right now. They don't have any, as that one's in there for strike one. Schrack at the plate. He will chop one towards Gill at second. Fires over towards first for the second out of the inning. So a couple of quick outs for Dylan McIntyre after a little bit of a, I guess I'll say, hairy first inning, where he allowed 3 and 4 hits. Since then, he's been going strong. Now he'll face Gundelfinger. Pitch, that one's going to be in there for strike one to Gundelfinger on the first pitch from McIntyre. 0-1, that one will be low. 1-1, count all evened up. Thank you for joining tonight's stream. Sunset just starting here in Clarinda. The temperature is dropping just a little bit, as that one is ball 2 to Gundelfinger. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's going to be high and outside. 3-1 now the count against Gundelfinger. Good patience by the third baseman of the St. Joe Mustangs. He's had a nice season in St. Joseph so far. Trying to start a 2-out rally here in the third for his Mustangs. 3-1 pitch from McIntyre. That one's going to be inside for ball 4. It's a free pass issued to Gundelfinger. And that will now give way to Jaden Little, or excuse me, to Micah Kobashevsky.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 9, Tyler Gundelfinger.
And now I'm getting more and more confused. Okay, I had it completely backwards. Now it's Gundelfinger batting. That was Jaden Little. Folks, I'll tell you what. Number 8 and number 9 look very similar. That one's a big swing and a miss by Gundelfinger. They're both back-to-back in the lineup. They both bat from the right side of the plate, and 8 and 9. So I will take the hit for that one, as now it's Gundelfinger at the plate, and Jaden Little had the walk issued. So Little gets his lead off at first, and Gundelfinger down to a 0-1 count against McIntyre. That one swung and fouled off, now 0-2. That one will land in left field at the Little League Park. And now Gundelfinger will look to work his way back into the count. Oh, 2 pitch from McIntyre. That one swung on and chopped towards Baumgart at short. He'll fire towards first, and that will end the top of the third. So relatively quick inning for Dylan McIntyre. We'll head to the bottom of 3, moving along well here in Clarinda. Andy Gill due up for the A's to begin the home half of the third inning here from Clarinda. My name's Seth Morey, taking you through the call of this one. Mink League matchup tonight, Sunday, July 5th. Miss Pat Eberly's 90th birthday. We got to celebrate her today. Sing her happy birthday. Watch her throw out the first pitch to Mr. Cooper Eberly. That pitch will be in there for strike one there on the outer half to Andy Gill from Lane Chapman. Pitch from Chapman. That one swung on and chopped towards the first baseman Little. He'll underhand it back towards this pitcher Chapman. A nice play by St. Joe for out number 1. So 2 pitches, 1 out for Chapman on the mound. He's moving right along in this one. He's only got 26 pitches, and he's here in the third. So back to the leadoff batter, Cooper Knight. He's 0 for 1 so far today. That pitch is going to be just low for ball one. Cooper seems to be heating up. He's had a nice past few games, as that one's going to be just inside for ball two. That pitch high, 3-0 now the count here against Cooper Knight. If he can walk, that would be another mark off the bingo board. We need an ace walk here. That one's going to be in there. There's the automatic from Lane Chapman. We'll see if he can come back in this count against Cooper Knight. Beautiful night for baseball here in Clarinda. 77 degrees, temperature still dropping. That pitch is going to be in there for strike two. 3-2 count now, all full. Chapman will assume his pitch on the rubber. Kick and fire, the 3-2. That one is in there. Strike three looking against Cooper Knight. A great pitch from Lane Chapman. He brings himself back from 3-0 count and spoils the bingo board. So now it will be Andrew Young. He'll stand in for the second time today. As that one is in there for strike one. He reached on an error last time up by the first baseman, Jaden Little. That pitch low and outside, 1-1, count all even. One pitch from Chapman. That one's going to evade the zone just a little bit high for ball two. Athletics beating the Mustangs this year for the fourth time. Always an exciting rivalry to watch. 2-1 pitch. That one swung on and chopped towards the right side. Coming in as the first baseman Little. He'll shovel towards Chapman at first, and a nice play ends the third inning. So still moving right along, struggling through this game as we will hit the fourth inning here in Clarinda. Back with more in just a moment. Micah Kovaczewski up to begin the top of the fourth inning for the Mustangs. Dylan McIntyre, nice couple of innings there in the second and the third. Cruising right along on the mound as he'll fire strike one. And there to Kobachevsky. Oh, 1 pitch from McIntyre. That one's going to be softly chopped up towards the second baseman, Gill. He'll fire towards first, not in time. Excellent effort by Gill. It'll be an infield single for the Mustangs. So St. Joseph with a leadoff runner in Kobachevsky to begin the inning. So now it'll be Hines, as that one will be low. Ball one from Dylan McIntyre. A's double play would help out the bingo board this evening. We'll see what they can do here with a runner on first in Kobachevsky. That one will go right back towards first. McIntyre checking on the runner. Now he'll reset and get ready to come to the plate. 1-0 the count against Hines. Beautiful night for baseball here in the Meek League. That pitch will be swung on and chopped foul towards the left side. 1-1 now the count. Athletics have some of the better pitching in the Meek League. Names like Clay Hedges, Tristan McMean. Of course, Dylan McIntyre on the mound this evening. Jack Oler has shown a lot stronger in his most recent appearances, as that one's going to be high for ball two. Jojo Fernandez kind of mishandled that one, a little bit upset with himself, but he'll reset and get ready to see the 2-0 pitch. Pitch from McIntyre. That one's just high. Throw down back towards first, and JoJo missed Parker McNeil, and that one will go towards right. Throwing it in is Oscar Uhas. Was just talking to Fernandez before the game. He said he was really upset at himself in his first game with the A's of doing that. And same thing here. So runner advances towards second. 3-1. Now the count to the batter at the plate in Hines. So Kobachevsky now at second. 3-1 pitch from McIntyre. That one's high and outside, and a free pass issued. So nobody down. Runners on first and second. Big opportunity here for the Mustangs. That'll bring in the 9-hole hitter, Myers.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Eden Myers.
Eden, the shortstop this evening. You'll see him at second base as well for St. Joe, often switching between those two positions there, middle and field. First pitch he sees, he will ground towards the left side. Bradshaw backhands, throw across the diamond, he's got him. An excellent play by Evan Bradshaw for the first out of the fourth inning. So there's another one off the bingo card. Third baseman makes an out. And it looks like that is a double play. He did touch third. So they'll say 2 out. I didn't even think about that. I didn't know if his foot caught the bag. I can definitely see how it did, and it's a double play from Evan Bradshaw. Holy smokes. I didn't even realize that. He just barely caught a part of the bag while he had the ball in his hand. And it is probably the most fantastic double play we've seen this season, as that one's going to be in there for strike one to leadoff batter Frank Gall. Boy, if you folks are lucky enough to see that, you definitely saw a dandy from Evan Bradshaw at third. Pitch from McIntyre. That one swung on and chopped towards the right side. Foul for strike 2. So they will collect that foul ball quickly. And we will get ready here. Runner on second for the A's. Or excuse me, for the Mustangs with 2 down. Pitch from McIntyre. That one swung on in line towards the left side. It'll go through the infield for a hit. Knight will gather it and fire it in. Cut off by Bradshaw. Runners at the corners now with 2 down. So that'll bring in Boston Bruce, the designated hitter this evening. He struck out his last time up. We thank everybody in the stream right now for joining, supporting the Clarinda A's. Beautiful night for baseball.
I'm sorry, guys. We just ran out of shirts. There's no more left. I'm sorry. You can talk to Taylor up front. Sorry.
Pitch from McIntyre. That one's low to Boston Bruce for ball 1. Runners at the corners for Bruce. He's already doubled in a run. Excuse me, he's doubled in this one and then got doubled in by his counterpart, Braden Lucard, as Gall will go ahead and take a free base at second. So 1-1 now the count against Boston Bruce. Lefty-righty matchup. A's trying to get out of this 4th inning. Pitch from McIntyre. That one's low and inside for ball 2. So 2-1 the count here against Boston Bruce. Pitch from McIntyre. That one's going to be swung on. It's going to be a base hit towards left center field. It drops in front of Cooper Knight, the left fielder. He'll be cut off by his center fielder, and that will be a 2 RBI double for Boston Bruce. So 5-0 in favor of the Mustangs. It'll be a fresh count for Braden Lucard. St. Joe trying to heat up here. They've had a good weekend thus far. Trying to get their momentum going. That was a big hit there by Boston Bruce. A nice double towards left center field to score a couple with 2 down. Absolutely clutch by the DH tonight as that first pitch by McIntyre is in there for strike 1. Braden Lucard, he's 1 for 1. Double and an RBI. That one's in there for strike 2. Quickly down 0-2 against Dylan McIntyre. Bruce leading off of second. McIntyre will get his sign from Fernandez behind the plate. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one will be low. Nice job by Fernandez getting that one in the dirt for ball 1. So 1-2 here against the batter, Braden Lucard. The 1-2 delivery. That one a big swing and a miss, and Braden Lucard will strike out. That will end the 4th inning. Not before the Mustangs add a couple to their lead. They're now up 5-0 against Clarinda. We'll be back here in Clarinda with more in just a moment. Theo Anderson leading off the bottom of 4 for the Clarinda Athletics. Here against the Mustangs, they're down 5-0. As that one will be fouled off the end of the bat of Anderson for strike 1. Thank you for joining the stream. My name is Seth Morey, taking you through the call of this one. One and one now the count against Theo. As he will sky one towards right field. It'll be well foul for strike 2. So 1-2 now the count against Theo Anderson, one of the top hitters in the entire Mink League, batting .500 this season, the switch hitter out of St. Mary's. That pitch is swung on and lifted towards right field. Gall chasing after it into foul territory. He misplays it, but it goes foul. So luckily for Frank Gall, he overran that one, and it just barely stayed foul. If that one would have been fair, that might have been 3 bases for Theo Anderson. Gall must have lost that one up in the sun and misplayed it out and right. So 1-2 here against Anderson. Pitch from Chapman. That one's low and outside for ball 2. See what Chapman has for Anderson, as that one will be low. 3-2, count all filled up. Three-two, count full. Pitch from Chapman. That one's going to be outside for ball 4. It's a free pass for Theo Anderson. And the A's get their first walk of the game. I'll mark that one off the bingo card. I'm now officially 1 square away from a bingo. We just need a diving catch now.
Your shortstop, number 11, Cole Baumgart. We are all out. Yep. You can talk to Taylor. He might have something. Okay, sorry.
So Cole Baumgart will stand in, and he will watch strike 1 there on the outside half from Chapman. Baumgart, the shortstop tonight. Clarinda's own. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight, as that one sliced foul towards the right side. Nice job there by Coach Seifert. The Baumgart's down 0-2. Anderson gets his lead, 0-2 pitch. That one get back towards first. It's a double play. A huge play by the... Back here live in Clarinda for more Mink League play. We do apologize for the internet connectivity issues, as Kobachevsky will dribble one down the right field line foul. We are now here in the top of the 5th inning. Some minor issues hopefully are corrected now. 1-2 is the count against Kobachevsky, with 1 down and runners on first and second. Thank you for your patience to everybody watching. As Kobachevsky in a 1-2 count. Here with a couple runners on first and second. That one swung on and popped straight up, foul backward. Hunter Doyle, the new pitcher on the mound for the A's. I have received word, somebody in the chat using a little bit of profanity. We're going to say, don't use profanity in the chat, please. Please refrain from that. Our administrators will take action. Runners at first and second for the Mustangs. 1-2 once again. Gobashevsky lines one towards the third baseman, Bradshaw. He'll fire towards second, and the throw is errant. It'll go into right field. Uhas will snag it and throw it in towards first. A run will score on the error by Evan Bradshaw. So 6-zip the score in favor of the Mustangs. Again, we thank you for your patience. Everything runs fine in here. It's just the internet. Sometimes evades us. Hopefully, we'll be able to stream for the rest of this one. So now to be Hintz. He'll stand in from the right side of the plate to face the righty, Hunter Doyle. That pitch is going to be just high, and they're going to call it strike one. So a couple runners on second and third. A great opportunity for the Mustangs to add to their lead. Pitch from Doyle. That one swung and fouled off back towards the right side. So 0-2 the count. Doyle trying to wiggle out of this inning. He's got runners on second and third. Oh, 2 pitch from Doyle. That one's going to be high and inside for ball one. Now 8 hits for the A's, or excuse me, for the Mustangs in this one. They're out hitting the A's 8-0. An excellent game so far for St. Joe. They definitely need it here against the Athletics. Will be a really nice win for the Mustangs this evening. Pitch from Doyle is going to be outside for ball two. 2-2, count all evened up. We'll see what Doyle has in store here in the 2-2. Pitch on the mound delivered. That one's high. 3-2, count filled up once again. Three-two pitch. That one swung and popped straight up into the air. Under it, calling off everybody, is the shortstop Cole Baumgart. He'll have it for the second out of the inning. So nice job by the infield of the A's communicating to one another, and they secure out number 2. This game chugging right along, just about an hour 30 in. We're already in the top of the 5th. 1 run already across for the Mustangs in this inning. They're threatening to score 2 more. So it'll be Eden Myers. He's the shortstop tonight. We'll see what he can do against Hunter Doyle. First pitch he sees is going to be just outside for ball 1. Six nothing our score in favor of St. Joseph. Pitch from Doyle. That one's going to be just inside for ball 2. 2-0 now the count. So 2-0 pitch from Doyle is going to be high. Now 3-0 here against Eden Myers. Last person you want to pitch around is at the bottom of the order, and it's 3-0 against Myers. Pitch by Doyle. That one's going to be in there at the top of the zone for strike 1. 3-1 now the count here against Eden Myers. Doyle trying to bring this at back. That one swung on and popped straight up, foul towards the right side. So 3-2, count all filled up after going 3-0. That pitch swung on and fouled off. It'll hit off the pole. And we'll do it again. 3-2 the count. Still trying to get my bingo card done. They have ran out of prizes. We're out of shirts. But if there does happen to be a diving catch by an ace player, you can at least say bingo. Doyle will come set on the mound. And a lengthy at bat against Myers. 3-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Eden Myers. And the strikeout will end the top of the 5th inning. A's have a lot of work to do here throughout the end of this one if they want to come back and try and beat their rival Mustangs. Our score. Evan Bradshaw due up for the A's to start out the bottom of the 5th here from Clarinda. My name's Seth Morey. I thank you for joining me this evening for some A's and Mustangs baseball. Bradshaw, the righty, to face lefty on the mound, Lane Chapman. He's been pitching a gem so far. First pitch from Lane is going to be low and inside for ball 1 to Bradshaw. Lane is yet to allow a hit from the A's. A's are hitless. They also have 2 errors. That pitch is just going to miss outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count here against Evan Bradshaw. Bradshaw had that excellent double play just a couple innings ago defensively, as he will see ball 3. 3-0 now the count. That one outside. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Chapman. That one will be in there for strike 1. Again, we thank you for joining the live stream, being with us through the issues. Things happen. Luckily, sometimes there's an answer. Pitch from Chapman. That one's going to miss just low. Ball 4 It's a leadoff walk for Evan Bradshaw. So the A's are in business here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now, one thing in the A's most recent loss against the Nevada Griffins, that was on Friday night, July 3rd. They dropped that one, and they had plenty of runners on base and plenty of opportunities to score. It's just whenever they got into that big moment, they couldn't quite get those runs across. A lot of men left on base. His first pitch from Chapman will be inside ball 1. Throw down goes over the head of Eden Myers at short, and safe at second with a stolen base is Evan Bradshaw. So 1-0 the count at the plate against Oscar Uhas. So the Athletics got to start getting some runs across here soon if they want to try and catch the Mustangs in this one. It'd be a nice comeback victory if they could do it. They've got their work cut out for them. Pitch from Chapman will be in there for strike 1. 1-1, count all evened up. Really couldn't ask for more of a beautiful night here at the beginning of July. Not too hot and humid. Sun setting. That pitch will be swung on and foul tipped back towards the catcher for strike 2. Mink League matchup tonight here in Clarinda against St. Joseph. The A's are 3-0 so far this season against the Mustangs. That looks like it might change, as that one's going to be driven deep towards right field. It'll be foul from Oscar Uhas. He got some good wood on that one, but just barely pulled off of it. So Uhas will stand back in from the left side. They get ready to face the pitcher, Lane Chapman, in a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and sliced the other way. It's deep. Eden Myers will try to fire towards third. He will get one out on the tag. And advancing towards first is Oscar Uhas. We'll see how they score that. That might be a fielder's choice and not a hit. I think that you would have to score that one a fielder's choice. It'll be interesting to see. I think personally, if I was doing it, I don't think that there would be any way that he could have made that throw to first, but I mean, obviously you can't assume that. So it'll be JoJo Fernandez at the plate, the catcher. He's 0 for 1 so far today. He'll slice one towards right, foul. And it will be a fielder's choice, not counted as a hit. I do believe that that is the correct scoring of it, so still no hits for the A's. It's a great job by the shortstop Eden Myers to go the short way to third and collect the out and have it count as a fielder's choice rather than a hit for his pitcher, Lane Chapman. That one's in the dirt. 1-1 now the count against JoJo Fernandez. Fernandez struck out his first time up, still trying to get his legs here in Clarinda. Has not even been with the team for a week, as he will see that one low and inside for ball 2. JoJo Fernandez, Joe Elvis Fernandez, out of the Dominican Republic. He came to the United States back in 2023 to play JUCO baseball. He said he moved here by himself, had to teach himself English and teach himself how to write in English. And I've got to say, his English is absolutely excellent. You would hardly even know. He did a great job. I'm not sure if he used Duolingo or what he used. But whatever it was absolutely excellent. 2-1 the count to JoJo. Here's the pitch from Chapman. That one will be swung on and grounded down the left field line. Foul. That was inches away from a hit for Fernandez. The A's are very glad to have him, especially the pitchers. They like how he catches the game and controls it from behind the plate. Obviously, Braden Olson, the number 1 catcher with the A's. Pitch from Doyle. That one's going to be low. It gets between the legs of the catcher, Hintz. And advancing towards second is the runner now in scoring position. So 3-2 now the count. 2 Fernandez at the plate. So Juhas at second. Runner in scoring position for Fernandez. 3-2 the count against Lane Chapman. Here's the pitch. That one a big swing and a miss by JoJo Fernandez. He strikes out. Now 2 down here in the 5th inning. Runner will remain on second for Andy Gill, the 9-hole batter. Can't exactly speak for all the road games. Have not been present at all of them. But at least in Clarinda, this is Andy's first time starting at second, as that one will be chopped towards the right side foul for strike 1. Lane Chapman, a very, very impressive outing for him so far. One of the best pitchers, if not the best, that the Mustangs have on the mound this season. He will talk with his catcher, Hens. And now reapproach the mound in an 0-1 count against Andy Gill. Runner on second is Juhas. Athletics trying to plate their first run of the game. You got to think baby steps, though. You got to get their first hit of the game. 0-1 pitch from Chapman. That one's going to be in there at the top of the zone. Excellent pitch out of Lane Chapman for strike 2. He's pitching to Dandy. We'll see what he's got here. 0-2 count against Andy Gill. Chapman will go ahead and step off, reset himself. He's taking a long time on the mound. One of the better things about the pitcher position is that the game goes whenever you go. 0-2 pitch. That one, a little check swing. They'll say strike 3 against Andy Gill. He will chat with the home plate umpire briefly before walking to the dugout. Strike 3, a couple more strikeouts for the pitcher Lane Chapman. He's chugging right along. No hits for the A's as we enter the 6th inning. Leadoff batter for the Mustangs due up. It's Frank Gall. He'll stand in from the left side of the plate to face the relief pitcher, Hunter Doyle. Doyle, another big name for the Athletics pitching-wise. He's gone 1 inning in relief so far, as that's ball 1 to Gall. In relief of Dylan McIntyre. McIntyre Let up a few runs. He had a solid outing, though. Through fours. That one's going to be in there at the top half of the zone against Gull. 1-1 now the count. Frank out of Northwest Missouri State. I know I don't shut up about Northwest Missouri State. I'm a little bit of a homer. That is my school. Got to cover the Bearcats all season long, baseball-wise. Very enjoyable team to watch as Gull takes a big swing and a miss there at the top of the zone. A lot of great guys on that team. Made it all the way to the Division II tournament back in May. Doyle will come set. He's at the belt. He'll kick and fire the 1-2. That one swung on and fouled off straight back by Frank Gull. Gull staying alive. Trying to bring his big-time pop and presence to the plate here for the Mustangs. He's definitely shown flashes. Had some nice games here and there. Definitely not what he has been in the past. He's looking to change that, though, as that one's ball too high. Again, we thank you for joining the stream here. It's great to have Mustangs and A's fans watching the stream alike. Both crowds. It's great to have here in the live. 2-2 pitch. A big swing and a miss from Frank Gull. Hunter Doyle retires the first batter of the sixth by way of the K. So Gull sat down. That will bring in Boston Bruce, the two-hole batter and designated hitter. He's having a great night this evening. Here against the A's, he's 2 for 3 with a couple RBIs. He's doubled twice. First pitch he sees from Doyle will be in there at the top of the zone for strike one. 0-1 the count against Boston. Here's the pitch from Doyle. That one's going to be just low. 4-1, 1-1 count now evened up against Boston Bruce. Hunter Doyle looking for a quick inning. Really, the A's looking for their bats to start heating up. They will have the top of the order due up. In the bottom of the sixth, it'll be 1-2-3 for the A's. 1-1 pitch from Hunter Doyle. That one will be low and inside. Ball 2. The A's 20-4 on the season. Obviously says a lot about this ball club, but one thing you don't account for is postseason play. As that pitch will be swung on and popped straight up towards left field, shallow enough, and running in on it is the left fielder Cooper Knight. He makes the grab for the inning's second out. You see teams all the time win a ton of games in the regular season, no matter what level that you're at, and then be first-round exits whenever you get to the postseason, as Braden Lukart will stand in. Lefty-righty matchup for the Mustangs. So as great as it is to have a 20-4 record, if you're an A's fan watching, saying, hey, our record's great, we're going to do great in the postseason, that doesn't always mean the same thing, as that one will be swung on, tipped off the end of the bat for strike one. The A's have got to keep their mindset and their focus all the way through to the end of the season. That's one of the tougher things about baseball. As you play a lot of games, it can get repetitive. You let your mind slip just once, you end up falling behind the pack. 0-1 pitch from Doyle. That one swung on and fouled straight backward. 0-2 now the count against Lukart. See if Doyle can go 1-2-3 here. Doyle will check with his catcher, Fernandez, and go to the belts. The 0-2, that one swung on towards left field, and Lucart's got a base hit towards left. Cooper Knight will come in. He's going to fire towards second. He'll hold the runner at first. It'll be a single with 2 down for Braden Lukart. Lukart also having a nice night. He's now 2 for 4. with an RBI. So now to be Carson Schrack. Schrack's 0 for 2 this evening. He's got Lucard at first. Pitch from Doyle. That one's going to be just low. 4-1 to Schrack. Lucard, one of the top batters in the Mink League, gets his lead off of first. 1-0 pitch from Doyle. That one will be high. Fernandez has to stand up to grab that one. 2-0 now the count. It's been a quiet game from the A's. They're trying to get the momentum on their side. 2-0 the count. Pitch from Doyle. That one's lined towards the first baseman, McNeil. He at least stops it, tries to get back to it, fires towards his pitcher to first, and safe is going to be the call. Nice job beating it out by Schrack. So now runners on first and second will score it as a hit for now for the A's. It'll be officially called an error on the Mink League website, Live Stats, so we will also call it an error against the A's. That one could have gone either way. That pitch, a big swing and a miss there on the first pitch to Jaden Little. Jaden Little, the first baseman tonight. Trying to add to the already 6-run total by the Mustangs. Here's the pitch from Doyle. That one's going to be just outside. 4-1, count, all evened up. Doyle on the mound. He's got a couple of runners on. It's Lucard at second and Schrack at first. Righty-righty matchup for the A's. 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be high and inside. 2-1. It was a quick first couple of outs for Hunter Doyle. Now he's struggled on the mound. No movement, though, in the A's bullpen. Doyle comes set and fires the 2-1. That one will be in there on the high outside corner for strike 2. 2-2, count even. See what Doyle's got in store for the batter, Jaden Little. Couple runners on. Pitch from Doyle. That one will be low and outside. Nice job by Fernandez. He blocks that one from getting to the backstop. 3-2, count full. It seems like any time that the A's are at bat, the game goes quick. And anytime the Mustangs are at bat, the game moves slow. It's exactly what the Mustangs want. Trying to slow this game down for their batters, let them see the ball well. And they want to make it quick against the A's. Count filled up against Little. Doyle gets the sign that he likes from his catcher and goes to the bell. 3-2, that one's in there. Strike 3 looking by Jaden Little. He has the most surprised face I've seen in a long time on strike 3 right down the pipe. So we will go to the bottom of the 6th. Our score is still 6-0 in favor of the Mustangs. Back in Clarinda, 1, 2, 3 due up for the A's. It'll be Knight, Young, and Anderson. It's been 5 innings so far from Lane Chapman on the mound of no-hit baseball. He enters the game here in the 6th. He's got to face 1, 2, 3. That one will be a bunt foul down the left field line by Cooper Knight. So 0-1 quickly here against Knight. See what the A's have in store here in the 6th. So far, it's been nada. Knight, the lefty at the plate. Chapman, the lefty on the mound. Pitch from Chapman. That one's going to be swung on and dribbled down the left side. That one will kick foul. And a very similar strike 2 foul ball. Oh, 2, that one swung on and looped towards the left side. That one's foul. Will land harmlessly next to the concession stand. And we'll do the 0-2 again. Again, my name's Seth Morey, joining you tonight here for A's and Mustangs. Big game here in the Mink League. Only Mink League game this evening, as all other teams have their Sunday off. That one is low and outside. Ball 1. To Cooper Knight. Knight and the Mustangs have got to start running up this pitch count for Lane Chapman. He's only at 72 pitches here in the 6th, which is not too shabby whenever you factor in the fact that we've seen pitchers go into the 3rd with 72, as that one's going to be low and outside. 2-2 now the count. The A's have been silent like this with the bats very few times this season. 2-2 pitch from Chapman. That one's going to be swung on and grounded up towards the middle. It's a chopper towards the second baseman. Jump throw towards first. It's going to be not in time. There goes the no-hitter. Second baseman tracked it all that he could. The Derek Jeter jump throw could not save him, and it's a base hit and possibly a curse broken by Cooper Knight. So bring in Andrew Young as the A's finally have a hit on the board. Now the next task is a run. Chapman will quickly fire back towards first. That one gets by his first baseman, Little, and goes out into foul territory. Knight rounds second. He's going to go to third. Finally, convening onto the ball and right is Little, and Knight goes all the way to third. How about that? So Lane Chapman trying to catch Cooper Knight off guard. It seems like he caught his first baseman off guard as well. That ball sailed up over his head and into foul territory and right. So now all of a sudden the A's have just a little bit of movement stirring. So 0-0. This will be the first pitch to Young in this at-bat. That one will be in there. Nice pitch there from Chapman for strike 1. He's had that, I'm just going to guess, slider working for him all night. 0-2 is Young on the night. And 0-1 is the count. That one will be swung and fouled straight back. 0-2. The A's trying to scratch their first run of the game across. Here in the bottom of the 6th, you got to score a runner on third with nobody out. That's just a basic baseball rule. 0-2 the count here against Young. Pitch from Chapman. That one's going to be swung on and popped towards shallow left field. It's going to get foul. Big time sprint after it and out of play. Not catchable by Gundelfinger, the third baseman. He was followed by his shortstop, Eden Myers. And they will get a good bit to jog back towards their positions. They went a long way out towards foul territory to try and catch that one. Although it would not have counted because there is, of course, the white line, the foul line. And then there's another white line here at Eberly Field because there's not a fence to designate what's in play and what is out of play. They have to remain in play and catch that ball, so they have to remain inside that white line and catch the ball. If they would have caught it outside the white line, it would have been just simply a foul ball, and that's going to end up a strikeout against Andrew Young. So one down here. That'll bring up Theo Anderson, the big switch hitter out of St. Mary's. We'll see what Theo's got. He's batting .500 this season. That's, of course, gone down as he's 0 for 1 so far tonight. He's also walked in this one. Great patience by him so far at the plate. We'll see what he can do to score the runner from third. First pitch from Chapman. That'll be swung on and foul off back towards the right side. So 1 the count against Theo Anderson here in Clarinda as the lights have come on and it starts to darken. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Chapman. That'll be just inside. Nice call there by the home plate umpire. 1-1 now the count. That one just off the inside of the plate from Chapman. Count evened up at 1 apiece for Anderson. Pitch from Chapman. That one swung on and looped towards right field. That one's going to get down into the gap, and Theo will score the run from third. Anderson chugging along towards second, and he's safe with a stand-up double. Do a little celebration, and he does it for the first run of the game for the A's. So mark that one off the bingo card. Theo Anderson, an RBI double. So now it'll be Cole Baumgart to meet Chapman at the plate, as it's now 6-1, still in favor of the Mustangs. A's have a long way to go. That's a good step in the right direction. Theo Anderson has found that part of the field a lot this season. First pitch to Baumgart. That one's going to be in there in the top inside corner for strike 1. Baumgart's 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out once against Chapman already. Chapman trying to get through his 6th inning. He's got 1 down and a runner on second, and Theo Anderson. 0-1 pitch to Baumgart. That one's going to be laced towards left field, and it's going to drop for a hit. Anderson on his horse. He'll round third, coming home. The big throw in towards second. It'll go back towards first, and they're going to catch Cole Baumgart in between first and second. So the runner will score from second, and it'll be 2 down as an excellent throw from center field, and Braden Lukart, he threw that one into Eden Myers, and Myers threw it towards his first baseman, Jaden Little, for the out on Baumgart. So an unfortunate series of events there for the A's as they lose a base runner and gain an out. So that one by McNeil will be chopped high towards Gundelfinger at third. He will fire towards first, and that will end the 6th inning. 6-2, A's cut into the deficit. And whenever we come back, it's just a 4-run game here in Clarinda. Back with more A's and Mustangs baseball in just a moment. Gundlefinger to lead off here in the 7th inning against Hunter Doyle. Gundlefinger had that nice play to end the 6th against the A's, as that one will be low. 4-1. The A's went from no hits to 3 hits quickly there in the bottom of the 6th inning and finally got a little bit of momentum rolling their way. Still a 4-run deficit for them as it's 2-0 now against Gundlefinger. Tyler's 2 for 3 tonight as he will chop one towards the left side. It'll land just foul. And 2-1 now the count. So 2-1 here against Gundlefinger. We'll see what Hunter Doyle has. This is his 3rd inning in relief. He's got a few strikeouts, only allowed 1 walk in relief of Dylan McIntyre. That one swung on and fouled off straight back for strike 2. 2-2 now the count here against Gundlefinger. Hunter Doyle, excellent in relief so far for the Athletics. Exactly what they need. They want to keep this game right where it is. They don't want to let the Mustangs add to their lead that they've already built. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be low for ball 3. So full count now here against Gundlefinger. Doyle on the mound. That was his 52nd pitch. Hunter will step back onto the rubber. Get his sign from his catcher, JoJo Fernandez, and come set. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one's going to be swung on and chopped towards the right side. He finds a hole in the infield for his 3rd hit of the game. 3 for 4 is Tyler Gundlefinger. It's a leadoff hit for the Mustangs, and that will bring in the left fielder tonight, Micah Kobachevsky. Doyle will come set and fire his first pitch to Kobachevsky. That one's going to be down the first baseline, fair. Gets down into the corner. Oscar Uhas is there to field it. He'll throw it in. It's going to be a double for Micah Kobachevsky. That's the 10th hit of the night for the Mustangs. So now runners on 2nd and 3rd for St. Joseph. So now it'll be Hintz, the 2nd baseman tonight, to see what he can do against Hunter Doyle. He's got a couple runners in scoring position. Big at-bat here as he swings and misses at the first pitch. A's in a rough spot here. The last position that they want to be in whenever they're already down by 4. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Doyle. That one will be low for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. We thank you for joining the stream. If you enjoy A's and Mustangs playing away on the weekend, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. We love the support. Any family member that you might know that enjoys Mustangs or A's baseball that isn't watching, you can share our stream. We like seeing as many folks as we can in here if you don't have the opportunity to show up to the ballpark. That pitch is going to be swung on and grounded towards Baumgart at short. He'll fire towards first and collect the out on the tag, and they're going to say he was safe. John Petrie subbed in for Parker McNeil, and it looks like they will go ahead and appeal and the umpires will have a conversation. From my view, it did look like John Petrie, he was not on the bag, but it looked like he led into the runner and made the tag out. And it looks like they will go ahead and say that he's out. Okay, I didn't quite see the signal there, so it was an out. And Johnny Coy will argue as usual. He will bark all the way back to his third base coach position, and we will get ready. And he's going to be tossed. Yep, Johnny Coy's tossed. No surprise there. He's been arguing all night with the umpire. It's unbelievable. It's Summer League Baseball. This is where players come to get their fine-tuning work. And he's being disrespectful towards the people that officiate our game. We appreciate the umpires. And he's out of the game. So he'll take a walk to the bus and hit the showers early. So now it'll be Eden Myers with a runner on third and one down. I like trying to be as neutral as possible to each team. Again, I'm not paid by anybody, of course. Unless if somebody wants to, if anybody's offering, I will take payment. But I do view that, whether it was Ryan Eberle or whether it was Johnny Coy, I think that was completely out of line. As that one will be swung on and fouled off as we recenter ourselves here at Eberle Field. So 0-1 is the count against Eden Myers. He's got a runner on third in Kobashevsky. Oh, 0-1 the count here against Myers. Doyle at the belt. He'll kick and fire. That one's going to be low and outside. It gets past Fernandez, and it'll go to the backstop. Kobashevsky will score from third. And now it's 7-2. So 1-1, count all evened up here against Eden. Pitch from Doyle. That one swung on and fouled off straight back. One and two the count. Here against the batter, Myers. Nobody on base. And one down. Here's the pitch from Doyle. That one's going to be just outside for ball two. One, a big swing and a miss for strike three. I do apologize. I did think that I hit the plus button on the 7. I did not. So the strikeout brings it to 2 down here in the 7th inning. So that will bring up the leadoff hitter, Frank Gall. We'll see what he's got in store for Hunter Doyles. That one will be low and inside for ball one. Gall's 1 for 4 tonight. He struck out a couple of times. One 0 pitch from Doyle. That one is just going to miss outside for ball two. 2-0 the count. Doyle comes set. And he'll fire towards Gall. That one's going to be low and inside. Gets away from Fernandez. 3-0 now the count. I don't see anybody in the A's bullpen moving, but I wouldn't be shocked if somebody's already ready to come in the 8th. But with the bases all empty, Probably a wise decision just to keep Doyle in there and get as much out of him as you can. Here's the pitch. That one's high, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Frank Gall. So now Gall will take first. It'll be Boston Bruce to stand in. He's had a nice night. 2 for 4 he is. A couple of doubles and 2 ribbies. He struck out once. Here's the pitch from Doyle. That one's going to be in there for strike 1 to Bruce. Bruce, I thought, was going to get ejected on his strikeout earlier this evening. I'm sure that it was a culmination of things. Went into head coach Johnny Coy being ejected. 0-1 pitch from Doyle. Gall on the run. Bazooka will fire down over the head of Eberle. The throw back in towards second, not in time. Gall will stay at second base. So 1-1 the count here against Boston Bruce. Doyle kicks and fires. That one's going to be just low for ball 2. Two one now the count against Boston Bruce. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and popped up deep towards right field. That one is going to get down in foul territory. So now 2-2, count evened up here against Boston. So Gall will jog back towards second. Counts all evened up. Doyle will now come to the belt and fire the 2-2. That one is going to be sliced shallow towards the second baseman Eberle. He'll fire towards first. An nifty play by Cooper Eberle to end the 7th inning. Mustangs add on 2. They reassume their 6-run lead. And we will go to the bottom of the 7th. The stretch here in Clarinda as we go to the home half of 7. New pitcher on the mound for the Mustangs. You can close the book on Lane Chapman. It was an excellent night for him. He only allowed 2 runs and went the span of 6 innings. Keegan Goody now on the mound. As Evan Bradshaw will lead off the 7th inning for the Athletics. 8-2 our score in favor of the Mustangs. First pitch from Goody. That one's going to be in there on the high inside corner for strike 1. Oh, 1 is the count here against Bradshaw. Goody will step off. Time will be called. And they will meet briefly on the mound.
I will be reading the ticket numbers for your opportunity to win a backpack courtesy of Main Street Design. Be giving away 4 of those. And after the top of the 8th.
So a lengthy conversation here on the mound. As now we will get ready for the second pitch of Keegan Goody's night. Here's the 0-1. That one is going to be a high bender. It's going to miss the zone. 1-1. Count now even. That one's going to be just outside for ball 2. So 2-1 now the count here against Bradshaw. Pitch from Goody. That one's going to be swung on and popped up towards the right side. That one will get out of play. And a kid will claim a free menu item. So 2-2 to Bradshaw. That pitch, a big swing and a miss by Bradshaw. Strikeout to start Keegan Goody's night, as that'll be out number 1 here in the home half of the 7th. Oscar Uhas will now stand in from the left side of the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight with a strikeout. It's been an excellently pitched night for the Mustangs. So Goody will face Uhas as he steps in. And Goody will fire. That one, the high bender, gets well away from him. And that will be ball 1. Ball 1. If I could enunciate any of my words tonight, that would be excellent. Again, we thank you for joining the stream, supporting the Clarinda Athletics and St. Joe Mustangs. We got 81 folks in here right now. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with us. 1-0 pitch from Goody. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. 1-1 is the count here against Oscar Uhas. One pitch from Goody. That one's going to be just low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here against Uhas. He's 0 for 2 this evening. See what he can do here. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch from Goody. That one will be just low for ball 3. No wind out there in center field. You can see the flagpoles there in right center. Absolutely dead. No wind here in Clarinda. That pitch will be swung on and slapped down the first baseline foul by Uhas. Nice at-bat here by Oscar. Goes full. 3-2. Uhas, he's had a solid season for the A's. Primarily in right field. That's where he is tonight, as that one will be swung on and missed the high inside heat. Catches Uhas off guard. It'll be a strikeout for Keegan Goody. 8-2 our score in favor of St. Joe. It'll be JoJo Fernandez. Fernandez, he's 0 for 2 so far tonight with a couple of strikeouts. We'll see if he can change his luck as that one's high and outside for ball 1. 1-0 count. Here is the pitch from Goody. That one's going to be high, 2-0. Fernandez quickly into the driver's seat. We want to thank KMA Sports for all this equipment. Any malfunctions you might see is just on the Wi-Fi side of things. All the equipment is absolutely excellent. Loved using it this season to bring you A's baseball. 2-0 count here against Fernandez. Pitched by Goody. That one's going to be just low for ball 3. So 3-0. Goody now trying to bring it back. Again, I do want to update everybody. I know y'all are on the edge of your seat for my beautiful bingo card, as that one will be in there on the high and inside corner for strike 1. I am a Mustang caught stealing, a diving catch, and our beautiful PA announcer Luke Cox away from a bingo. He needs to just say the Rhino Slushy, as that one will be a walk for Fernandez. And now I'm hearing he already did. So I do have a bingo. I just was not paying attention. Shocker. Bingo for me, it means nothing. We've already ran out of T-shirts, but I do have a bingo. So my night just got a little bit better. So a 2-out walk from JoJo Fernandez. That will bring in Cooper Eberly, the grandson of Mrs. Pat Eberly, celebrating her 90th birthday today. Here's the pitch from Goody. That one's going to be in there at the top part of the zone for strike 1. 0-1 the count here against Eberly. Fernandez gets his lead off at first. Here's the pitch from Goody. That one swung on and fouled straight back. 0-2 quickly here against Eberly. Cooper trying to advance his new catcher at first, and Fernandez. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Goody. That one a big swing and a miss by Cooper Eberly, and he goes down swinging. So that will begin the top of the 8th inning. A's still down 8-2. Braden Lukart due up for the Mustangs to lead off the top of the 8th inning here in Clarinda. My name's Seth Morey. Thank you for joining me this evening as we near the end of this one. And it's Brady Lobsher now on the mound in relief for the A's. It was McIntyre, the starter, then Hunter Doyle gave the A's some solid innings there in the middle. And hopefully out here to end the final 2 is Brady Lobsher. The man out of St. Mary's, currently in the portal. Spoke to him about that. It looks like he's going to go to a JUCO back closer to home in California, where he's from. Wish Brady all the luck in the world there. He's been an excellent pitcher so far this season for the A's. His first pitch to Lucart will go straight to the backstop. I'm going to put that one on the announcer's curse. We're going to buckle that one under the announcer's curse. Lobsher comes set. He'll kick and fire the 1-0. That one's going to be high. Nice job by Fernandez to stop that one. 2-0 now the count. So Lobsher starting out just a little bit wild here. I would imagine that's because I mentioned he's having a nice year. That one's going to be skied towards our back left side. So 2-1 now the count. Sure hope that one didn't hit my beautiful vehicle, as it's now 2-1 here against Lucart. Pitch from Lobsher. That one swung on and fouled off towards the left side into foul territory. It'll get just behind the home dugout for strike 2. 2-2 now the count here against Lucart. Braden having a nice night. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI this evening. He's also struck out once. Here's the 2-2 from Lobsher. That one is going to be laced towards right field. It's up over the head of Everly for another hit. The 11th hit of the night for the Mustangs. It'll be a runner on first. Mustangs just tearing it up here hitting-wise. It seemed like they started out the season pretty decent. And then there in that mid-stretch, they just kind of started to lose some fire, running out of gas. But now Mustangs starting to heat up again, as that pitch will be high for ball 1. Here to Schrack. I will update my hit total. It is 12 hits for the Mustangs, not 11. As that throw back towards first is not in time. Just an absolutely beautiful night here in Iowa. Cooled off considerably since the sun has gone down, and not a lot of humidity, as that one's going to be outside for ball 2 from Lobsher. Schrack in, trying to get his first hit of the game. He wants to get in on some of this 12-hit action. He's 0 for 3 so far tonight. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be just low for ball 3. So now it'll be 3-0 here against Schrack. Here's the pitch from Lucart. That one's going to be just outside. It's a 4-pitch walk. Runners on first and second. So that'll bring up the first baseman Little. Looking ahead here in the Mink League tonight, obviously, Mustangs and A's. But then Monday night, it'll be Mustangs against the Griffins on the road. And then The A's also go on the road against the North Missouri Natties out in Kirksville. Those are both 7 p.m. starts. Then at 6:30 on Tuesday, the Griffins will play the Jailbirds in Joplin, and then the A's will be back in action once again, this time in Chillicothe against the Mudcats. Quick meeting on the mound between Lobsher and Fernandez. Fernandez trying to bring his pitcher back down. After the A's game on Tuesday against the Mudcats, the next time the A's will be in action will be in Carroll against the Merchants. Another big game. We'll see if the A's can get one up against the Merchants. They've only beat them once this year. So Lobsher will now come set and get ready for his first pitch to Jaden Little. That one's going to be in there at the top of the zone for strike one. 0-1 the count here against Little. Couple runners on for the Mustangs, threatening to extend their lead. Pitch from Lobsher, that one swung on and fouled off towards the right side. 0-2 quickly here against Jaden Little. Athletics just trying to stay alive in this one. They're down 6. Mustangs trying to add to their already large lead. Here's the pitch from Lobsher. That one's outside for ball 1. So now 1-2 here against Little. As I mentioned before, it seems like the game is just crawling along anytime that the Mustangs are up to bat, and the A's go down quickly. That's kind of been the story of today's game. Long at-bats and nice hits from the Mustangs all night. 1-2 the count against Little. Lobsher takes his time, and he'll come to the belt and fire the 1-2. That one, a big swing and a miss, and it's a strikeout for Lobsher to get the first out of the 8th. Runner still on first and second. That will bring up Tyler Gundelfinger. Oh, the count. Fresh batter for Lobsher. Couple runners on. Let's see what Gundelfinger can do. First pitch he sees is slapped down the left field line. Luckily hits the fence before it goes into the crowd for strike 1. Gundelfinger, he's 3 for 4 tonight. Had a base hit his last time up. That was against Hunter Doyle. Gundelfinger's first time against Lobsher in this one. This is just Lobsher's first inning in relief for the A's. Here's the pitch from Brady. That one's going to be low and outside. Great job by Joel Fernandez to stop that one. 1-1 now the count. Lobsher needs a ball on the ground here. Pitch to Gundelfinger. That one's going to be in there on the outside half for strike 2. So 1-2 now against Gundelfinger. Free admission night here in Clarinda, courtesy of Main Street Designs. They've got some cool giveaways this evening for anybody in attendance. 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be just low and in the dirt. 2-2 count now full. Game just crawling. I almost don't want to start telling random stories because we're on the fringe of a blowout, but I don't want to get too sidetracked, because if we get into full-out blowout talk, then I tend to get sidetracked. I want to keep it on par here for this one, as things could still happen. I've seen wilder things, as that one's going to be low outside for ball 3. Seen a lot of crazy things at all the sporting events I've been to at any level. I'm sure a lot of folks out in the crowd tonight have seen a lot of that too. Sports are a crazy place. They're impossible to predict, but that's what makes them so fun. 3-2 count filled up here against Gundelfinger. Couple runners on for the Mustangs. They lead it by 6. Lobsher now comes set. He'll kick and fire. That one swung on and fouled back. Gundelfinger stays alive. To the count here against Gundelfinger. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and missed on the outside half of the plate. A lengthy at bat. So a nice job by Gundelfinger to at least get the pitch count by Lobsher up, but he ends up striking out. So now enter Kobashevsky. He had a clutch hit last time up to score a pair of runs. He's 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Kobashevsky, the local man out of Missouri Western. I don't want to speak for the St. Joe fans, but I might say fan favorite. Anybody can feel free to correct me on that. Actually, I don't think I have to tell anybody to correct me on that. I think it will happen. The count to Kobashevsky. That one gets away from Lobsher. Great job by Fernandez to stop that one. He'll jog that one off. And 1-0 will be the count. He instantly just kind of put his head up behind the plate and just looked at Lobsher and said, calm down. Making him work back there. We'll see if Lobsher can hone it in. One and 0, the count against Kobashevsky. Couple runners on for the Stangs. One thing about Lobsher is he takes his sweet time on the mound. Here's the pitch. That one is going to be just low for ball 2. One of the things I mentioned earlier in this broadcast is a lot of pitchers love pitching because the game only moves whenever they throw. They're able to control the speed of the game. Don't get it too fast. It's exactly Lobsher's approach as he goes ahead and takes his time. He'll now come set, take a deep breath, check the runner at second, and come to the plate. That one's inside. 3-0 now the count. He does at least have a base to put Kobashevsky on. You don't want to load him, though, if you can avoid it. That is the weirdest bug that just landed on me. I hate bugs. Go ahead and like this stream if you hate bugs. How about that? That'll be our stream like. Want to see that counter go up if you hate bugs. 3-0 the count to Kobashevsky. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be just high. And it's a 4-pitch walk from Micah Kobashevsky. He gets to flip his bat and take first. That was a heck of a bat flip by Kobashevsky. He really, I think he got at least 4 flips in that. So now it'll be hands up. See what he can do with the bases juiced and 2 down. Righty matchup. Big opportunity here for Hintz. Potato here in Clarinda. Pitch from Lobsher as that one's high for ball 1. A lot of rosin on that hand for Lobsher. He grabbed that rosin bag at least 5 times and his hand came up completely white in the middle. So 1-0 the count. Hopefully that helps him. As we'll see the pitch. That one's going to be low and a little bit of an awkward swing there from Hintz for strike one. 1-1 now the count. Oh, cool. June bug landed on me now. The bugs just love it up here. A lot of light in the booth. I wish that they'd go out to those stadium lights and buzz around. I think that's my biggest problem right now is the bugs. That's what I'm fighting off. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Lapsher. That one's going to be in there on the outside half for strike two. One and two the count. Here against Hintz. Lapsher trying to get out of this inning. He's got the bases juiced on him. And now we will have time called at the plate. Lapsher will stay set. Slow moving as Andrew Young is now in a full crouch in center. He'll stand back up, get ready for the 1-2. That one's going to be outside. We will move to 2-2. So one of the ways that Brady controls the game is he goes at his own pace. He sure is doing that here. A lot of heckling from somebody. They're excited. 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be just outside for ball three. A lot of yelling from the St. Joe bench. They're having a great time. Three-two the count. Here against Hintz. Pitch from Lapsher. That one a big swing and a miss. Hintz goes down swinging to Lapsher. Take your time, kid. As long as you're striking them out, we'll wait here all night. We'll go to the bottom of the eighth. Our score still 8-2. A little bit of life blown back into Amberley Field as we head to the home half of eight. One, two, three, due up for the Athletics. It'll be Cooper Knight leading it off. He'll be followed up by Andrew Young. That'll be Theo Anderson. We'll see what the A's can do here up to bat against the Mustangs. First pitch will be in there for strike one. I've not seen if it's a new pitcher on the mound. I do believe it is. I don't have his number. One moment, as that one will be a big swing and a miss by Cooper Knight for strike two. That pitch is going to be swung on in line towards the second baseman. He'll fire towards first, not in time. It's a little bit out in front was the first baseman, Jaden Little, but then he puts the tag on Knight for the first out of the inning. That was kind of weird. I don't think I've ever seen a first baseman. He came forward to the ball and then put the tag on him. It was a weird situation. Anyways, the pitcher on the mound is now Jackson Turner. For the Mustangs. Finally got a reading on that number 12 on the mound as Andrew Young will take the plate. Andrew's 0 for 3. He struck out once. See what he can do here with the A's in a 6-run hole. That pitch from Turner is going to be just high for ball 2. Pitch, big swing, foul tip right back into the glove for strike one. Two one the count here against Young. Pitch, swing and a miss by Andrew Young. Jackson Turner on the mound, trying to get through the 8th quickly. 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be swung on and fouled back. Nice job by Young to stay alive. We'll do the 2-2 again. Pitch from Turner. That one's going to be just low for ball 3. Count now all filled up. Full count pitch from Turner. That one's well low and inside. It's a walk for Andrew Young. He gains first base. The A's fans will show their appreciation and excitement for him, and that'll bring in Theo Anderson. Theo's 1 for 2. He's knocked in a run, one of the only 2 that the A's have this evening. Here's the pitch. That one's just low and inside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count here against Big Theo Anderson. That pitch is going to be low and outside. 2-0, not the count you want to be in against the top hitter in the Mink League. See if Theo can get something going for the A's. Pitch from Turner, runner on the move towards second. It was a hit and run, and Theo had his pitch. He knows that he missed it. A little upset at himself. He'll recenter and step back up to the plate. Two on the count to Anderson. Turner kicks and fires. That one is going to be on the inside part for strike 2. Count all evened up against Theo Anderson. Anderson batting .500 this season. See what he's got in store. Count all even against him at 2-2. That one's going to be low and inside. Andrew Young takes off towards second. An errant throw by the catcher, Hintz. He's lucky that one didn't get away. And 3-2 now. Luke Cox makes a great point. He is trying to throw over a 6'8" batter. Pretty much a pop-up towards second base. Not much he can do there. 3-2 pitch. That one's going to be just low. Theo takes a walk. He's trying to get something brewing. The crowd clamoring behind them. So now that will bring in Cooper Eberle. We'll have time on the field. Or it'll be Cole Baumgart, excuse me. As we might have a different pitcher coming in for Jackson Turner. It looks like it'll just be a mound visit here briefly with the A's. Athletics got a couple on here with just one down. It's been an excellent season for them, but Mustangs coming in here trying to get the upset. They're going to have to do it without their manager, Johnny Coy. He's been ejected. The Mustangs, this is their third game here in Clarinda, and 2 of the 3, they've now had a member of the team ejected. See what Baumgart's got here. Fresh count against Jackson Turner. First pitch, that one's going to be in there at the bottom part of the zone. Excellent pitch there by Turner for strike 1. Runner on first is Anderson. Runner on second is Young. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be just low and outside. Nice pitch, though. 1-1. Now the count against Cole Baumgart. Cole, the Clarinda product. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got an RBI. 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be swung on and shot back up towards the middle. Shortstop has it. He'll take himself to second. And putting out any fire that the A's might have had. It's a nice double play there by the shortstop, Myers. So Eden Myers puts away the A's. We will go to the 9th inning, and this one, A's got their back against the wall, down by 6th. We'll be back with more A's baseball in just a moment. Back in Clarinda for the final inning of this one. My name is Seth Morey. Thank you for joining me, sticking with me throughout the night. As the A's are down by 6, it'll be Eden Myers, the 9-hole batter, and the man who just turned the double play to end the 8th inning. Brady Lobsher is still on the mound for the A's. He will get set and ready to go here in the 9th. Pitch from Labshire. That'll be inside for ball one. On deck for Frank Gall, it's Charles Stevens. So they will sub him into right field, I would assume, for the bottom of the ninth. As that pitch will be just high, 2-0 now the count against Eden Myers. Story of this game has been the defense of the Mustangs. Not only their offense, gaining 8 runs, of course that's big, but their defense has shut down the A's and their pitching anytime that they've had a glimmer of hope, as that is now 3-0 here against Eden Myers. .30 pitch from Labshire. That one is going to be in there on the outside half for strike one. So 3-1, the automatic from Labshire as he tries to bring this count back to Eden Myers. Pitch from Labshire, that's well low and inside. For ball 4, runner put on first. So that'll bring up Charles Stevens. He's pinch hitting for Frank Gall.
Pinch hitting. Number 44, Charles Stevens.
So Stevens will have his first at bat of the game and a fresh account. So Labshire will stand on the mound and get ready to pitch to Stevens. Here's the throw from Brady. That one will be in there for strike one. Nice pitch there from Labshire. Getting later in this one, no wind out here in Clarinda, but a pleasant evening in southwestern Iowa. Eden Myers gets his lead off of first. He walked, and now it's the pinch hitter, Charles Stevens, at the plate. That pitch is going to be high for ball one. 1-1 now the counts. A's, some defensive substitutions this evening. I mentioned them earlier. I'll just go over them again. We have plenty of time. It's John Petrie at first. Cooper Eberle now at second, as that one's low. Nice block by Fernandez for ball 2. Outfield remains the same as it did in the beginning. Juhason right. In center, it's Andrew Young, and out in left is Cooper Knight. Bradshaw still at third, and Baumgart still at short. It's been a really fun season for the A's. They've dropped a couple here this weekend, though. One in the 3-game series against Nevada. They were still able to take that series 2-1. And then it looks like they're going to drop this one here against the Mustangs. Obviously don't want to say anything till the very end of the ball game, as wilder things have happened. I've seen, man, too many crazy games to count. I've called too many crazy games to count, where you think one thing's going to happen and then it changes in an instant, as Charles Stevens will walk. Still nobody out, a couple on now for the Mustangs, and that will bring up Boston Bruce. A lot of wild things happen, as that is going to be a mound visit from Mr. Frank Seifert. I'll mark that one off my bingo card just for fun. So a brief visit here on the mound for the A's. So it'll be a fresh count against Boston Bruce. Bruce is 2 for 5 with a couple RBIs and a strikeout. Probably some of the crazier games that I've seen have come out of Northwest Missouri State University, a student there. Got to call a lot of the baseball games there. I've seen comebacks from down by 5 and grand slams to take the lead back. That was actually by Frank Gall. Gall had a grand slam in a game against the University of Central Oklahoma to take the lead there in that final stretch of the season that they had there in Marion. That was an excellent pitch, but for a ball low. So Frank Gall, one of those guys, he delivers in the clutch. Of course, he's been subbed out here for Charles Stevens, who's at first. And at second, it's Eden Myers. 1-0 the count here against Boston Bruce. Here's the pitch from Lobsher. That one's going to be in there. A little half swing. Doesn't matter, though. It was a strike anyways. 1-1 now the count. No Chris Coy tonight at shortstop for the Mustangs. He's gotten the evening off, unless if there's an injury I don't know about. Did not get the chance to speak with him. I couldn't quite track him down before the game. One of the guys I like to talk to before a game. I always try to pick out a few players on the opposing teams to chat with before the game, kind of see where they are within the season. You know, I get a lot of conversation time with the A's, of course. Seeing them every game is, you know, that's the team that I'm with here. But it's nice to get to conversate with, you know, familiar faces on opposing teams as well to see how they're doing throughout their season. Obviously, the record says one thing, but the mentality of a team says a complete opposite story. Couple runners on here for the Mustangs. They lead it 8-2 in a 3-1 count against Boston Bruce. Boston Bruce. It's kind of like a superhero name. I think any alliteration would be a superhero name, as that one's going to be a chopper towards the right side. It'll be through for a base hit. Running home is Eden Myers. The throw from Uhas out and right is a moon ball. Luckily, Lobsher, the pitcher, backs him up, and it's a 9-2 game. 13th hit of the night. Comes by way of a Boston Bruce RBI single. The A's have had their way against the Mustangs this season, but tonight, St. Joseph has proven that they're also here as well. So Braden Lucart will stand in. Against Brady Lobsher. Lobsher's got a couple runners on. Still does not have an out here in the ninth. It's been a rough night all around for the A's. Here's the pitch from Lobsher. That one will be in there for strike one. Very nice pitch from Brady on the mound. One from Lobsher. That one's outside. 4-1. 1-1 now the count to Braden Lucart. This game just kind of crawling along now. Everybody here at Eberly Field hanging out, really just enjoying the nice weather while we have it. I'm sure get into mid-July and to early August, it begins to be the dog days of summer. Kind of on the fringe of that here. Probably enjoying one of our last nice nights, as that one's fouled off towards the left side. So 1-2 now the count against Lucart. Mink League season begins their postseason on July 27th. So this will be the final month of Mink League baseball. It'll end at the end of the July, not the July. The wild card round will begin, I do believe, on July 27th is the exact date, as there's strike three to Braden Lucart. So one down here on the top of the ninth for Brady Lobsher. He's still got two runners on. So now we will have a pinch hitter for the Mustangs. It'll be big number 27, Caden Carter. So Caden Carter will stand in. Now Caden Carter out of Missouri Southern is listed as a pitcher. Now, there's also a chance that this isn't Caden Carter. I've seen Mustangs players switch around some jerseys. I don't know what Caden Carter's exact designation is with the team, but on the website it says pitcher. So the pitcher gets an AB here. First ball he sees from Lobsher is going to be inside for ball one. Judging by how excited that the dugout is for him, I would say that this is a pitcher at bat here. Might as well, if you're St. Joe, just send up your pitcher and save some of your guys for tomorrow night, as that one, a big swing and a miss. So Caden Carter trying to get his cuts in here. I would imagine one of his few ABs this summer, if not than his first. Lobsher will come set. Kick in, fire to Carter. That one's in there for strike two. 1-2. Now the count against Caden Carter. That one swung on and fouled off towards the left side. That one had to have been close to my vehicle. We hope that it wasn't. Regardless, the count will remain 1-2. So 1-2. Here against Caden Carter, the pitcher. Throw from Lobsher, a big swing and a miss. The heat right by him for out number 2. So now that'll bring up Jaden Little. We've got an opportunity from the right side of the plate to face the righty Lobsher. A lot of folks here on the stream. We thank you for joining. Always average a little bit more than we usually do whenever the Mustangs are in town, as that one's going to be low and away. A lot of Mustang fans. Sure, everybody hoping for another successful season this year. 1-0 the count to Jaden Little. Pitch from Lobsher, that will be low for ball 2. Beautiful night here for baseball. Fortunately, though, for the A's, all the excitement has kind of left everybody's. That one's hammered towards the left side. It'll get down into the corner. It's going to be at least a double as it takes a soft ricochet off the wall. Knight will throw it in to his cutoff man. The throw towards home will be cut off by Petrie, the first baseman. It's a bases clearing double. And now 11-2. So Jaden Little with a sharp hit down the left field line will bring in Tyler Gundelfinger. You know, this is kind of one of those moments. I know we see it a lot. I guess not a lot in the MLB, but you know, what if we brought in like a position player to pitch? Don't want to use up any more arms. Give Lobsher the night off. You know, let's just pitch Theo Anderson. 6'8". I mean, he's got to be able to pitch somehow. As there's strike one in there to Gundelfinger. Surely Theo can warm up that arm. Give him the old knuckleball. 0-1 the count to Gundelfinger. Here's the pitch. That one fouled straight back. So 0-2 now the count against Gundelfinger, and the children will run after it. Here's the 0-2 from Lobsher. That one's low and outside for ball 1. I'm going to go ahead and say it since we're at the end of the stream. Fairly smooth live stream tonight. I'll jinx myself, whatever, it's fine. Luckily, we had a little bit of a hiccup there in the middle. We were able to troubleshoot it pretty quickly and get it fixed. Very glad we can bring this to you guys. Again, it's all just Wi-Fi related, if anybody's wondering. Lack of Wi-Fi out here in the cornfields. That pitch will be lined and chopped towards third base. Nice play there by Evan Bradshaw. Excellent job. Ranging towards his left, he spins around and fires towards first. A few added to the tally for the Mustangs. It's 11-2 in favor of St. Joe. We'll be back for the conclusion of this one in Clarinda. Back in Clarinda, it'll be the first at bat for John Petrie. 11-2 our score in favor of the Mustangs. That first pitch will be lined towards center by Petrie, going out towards the right center field gap. It'll get down and bounce against the wall. It's a double for John Petrie to start out the ninth. Wouldn't it be something? Just wouldn't it? It's a 9-run lead for the Mustangs. But it started out well here in the bottom of the ninth for John Petrie. Petrie's been excellent this season. Cannot overstate how great John Petrie has been for the A's, excuse me. It's the first pitch double for him. So Evan Bradshaw will now stand in. New pitcher on the mound is Sebastian Coleman, by the way, as that one swung and fouled off straight back by Evan Bradshaw. Pitch from Coleman's in there for strike two. Oh, 2 pitch to Bradshaw. That one is going to be in there for strike three looking. Bradshaw goes down on 3 pitches, and that's the first out of the bottom of the ninth. That'll bring in Oscar Uhas. He's got one down here with a runner on second. And John Petrie. Want to try to get something going here. Boost the morale just a little bit before tomorrow's game in Kirksville. That pitch will be just low for ball one. Again, we really want to thank everybody for joining the stream tonight. Hanging with me through the problems. It's kind of a, you know, like a little, I don't really know what the word for it would be. It's like a nice little thing for life as well, you know. Like there's going to be problems thrown your way. You just have to overcome them. Glad we're able to do that at least on most nights. I try to not run out of options. It's happened just a couple times, though, unfortunately. Tonight we were able to persevere. A lot of fireworks going off in the distance. Folks still celebrating 250th anniversary of our great nation as that one's lined towards center field. Under it is Luke Hart, and he will make the grab for the second out. So the A's now down to their final out. They're down 11-2 here to the Mustangs. Due up now will be Joel Fernandez.
Now batting for the A's, your catcher, number 28, JoJo Fernandez.
JoJo will stand in. Talked to him today. Whenever I very first met him, he just said, just call me Joel or Joel. And I was like, no, you know, how do you say your full name? It's Joe Elvis, which I feel like is not one that I haven't seen before. But Joe Elvis Fernandez, his friends and his family call him JoJo. Teammates call him JoJo. He does like to call himself Bazooka. He said it's a nickname he has. I don't know if he gave himself that nickname or if his teammates did. I mean, I'm going to guess that it was at least his teammates. Even if he did give it to himself, rightfully so. He's got a cannon of an arm. Sometimes it goes a little bit wild, but, man, whenever he hones it in, he can throw some missiles. 2-0 pitch from Coleman. That one's going to be in there on the outside half for strike one. JoJo is 0 for 2 tonight. With a couple of strikeouts. 1-2 pitch from Coleman. That one a big swing and a miss by Joe Elvis. Athletics down to their final strike here in Clarinda. Sunday Night Baseball on the Clarinda A's YouTube channel. We thank you for joining. Mustangs dugout will get into it. That one's just going to be low. 3-2 count now filled up. JoJo has walked earlier in this one. See if he can repeat it and give way to Cooper Eberle. 3-2 pitch. That one swung on and chopped towards the third baseman Gundelfinger. He will make the play and fire it towards first for the final out. So the Mustangs defeat the Clarinda Athletics for the first time this season by a score of 11-2. An excellent game by the Mustangs all around. Their starting pitcher, Lane Chapman, had a no-hitter all the way into the sixth inning. That's the story of this one. The excellent pitching for the Mustangs and great defense gets it done here in Clarinda. The Mustangs will advance their record on the season by one as the Athletics drop their fifth game of the year. So the Mustangs now sit at 15-12 on the season. They're a comfortable 3 games above 500. I thank you for joining the stream. Once again, my name is Seth Morey. It's always great having everybody in the stream watching, whether you're here for A's or Mustangs. We're glad to have the support for both teams and ultimately for the Mink League. Again, we thank you for joining tonight. Our final score, Mustangs 11, Athletics 2. More Mustangs baseball later in the season as they go on a road trip this week. Both teams will be in action tomorrow night. The Mustangs against the Natties. The A's against the Natties, and then the Mustangs against the Jailbirds. So we will be back with more A's baseball later in the week. Thank you for joining us. Good night.